Hello witches, it's Kristen or Ozzy Peroni, and today's video is going to be a continuation of my Fool's Journey series, and I'm going to be talking about the Emperor and the Empress today. Real quick before I start, my son got bit by a deer tick yesterday, and I'm usually totally like the best person at getting deer ticks or any ticks out of people and animals, but for the first time the head broke off and it got stuck, so I'm kind of worried about that right now. I might have to take him to the doctor. They're already closed now, so they have morning hours tomorrow. I'm probably gonna have to go see what that's all about. My daughter got Lyme disease last year. We have tons of ticks around here, especially deer ticks, so that's kind of a concern that I have right now, so keep them in your prayers, rituals, spell candles, and I hope that he's going to be okay, not get sick. My daughter was sick with it for quite a while. Makes you real tired. Lyme disease is rampant around here. So to get back to the Empress energy is something that I tend to feel at the change of seasons, especially springtime, of course. The Empress doesn't tend to discriminate, but she's all about the seasons, the cycle of life, the passage of time. She's about getting rid of things that no longer serve, get out the old and in with the new type of things. When it comes to me experiencing the Empress's energy, I tend to want to freshen things up and get things nice for my children. I tend to want to get rid of things that they no longer use, no longer play with, freshen up their beds, change their sheets, wash the curtains, and things like that. Really making things nice for them. But sometimes it's kind of difficult to handle this type of stuff. Especially, right now my teenage daughter is at the phase in life where she's no longer playing with her toys. And I recently emptied out a gigantic chest that she has. It's like an old trunk. And I filled up 2 garbage bags filled with toys that she doesn't play with anymore. And it's hard sometimes to accept the fact that your children are growing up. They're no longer needing you as much, and no longer using the toys that you used to play with together, reading the books that you used to tell as bedtime stories and all of that. But with the Empress, I'm trying to remind myself to have joy in that, to have not just the sorrow, seeing that my kids are growing older and being sad about it, but to be happy and to be joyful that they're succeeding in life. My daughter's now involved in drama. She's starring, and she starred as Alice in Alice in Wonderland and as Toto in The Wizard of Oz. So I'm trying to take joy in the fact that she's growing up and my children are all getting older, rather than to experience that, oh no, I'm going to have an empty nest kind of feeling. I'm trying to look at the positive and cherish the passage of time and the fact that things continuously cycle, and even as I get older, I can look forward to things like my children getting married and having grandchildren and all of that. So the Empress is about those cycles and about changing things, making things new, and getting rid of the things which no longer serve, and replacing them with things that do. I tend to want to rearrange my altar, put new things out, and change things around, make things feel new, to be productive rather than stagnating. So that's it on that one. And I will move on to the masculine. the masculine side of that is the Emperor. The Emperor is one that I have a love-hate relationship with. The Emperor... Oh, my phone's going off. There was a time in my life, probably about 10 years ago, when I very much wanted the Emperor. I believed that he was a force that I needed to apply more into my life. It was a time when I was going through a transition. It was when I first divorced my first husband. And at the time of transition, turmoil in my life, the Emperor was a stabilizing force. I felt like it made me more grounding. But since then, and especially since my husband became heavily involved in fundamental Christianity, he kind of took the Emperor to an extreme. So now, rather than being a stabling force, I believe it's become a restraining force. And that's where, you have to be careful in the Emperor energy, because it can do that. It can go from being stabilizing to restraining. On the positive, the Emperor is more grounded in rules and duties. But again, in my life right now, I think my husband has taken that to the extreme. Life certainly needs rules and duties and stability and all of that. And if you don't have any of that, yes, you need to probably incorporate the Emperor's energy into your life, which 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I did need that. I needed something that was going to enforce rules and ground me a little more, because I tended to have a little bit more of that fool attitude where I would just leap before I look. But back then I thought that it would provide stability that I needed. And at the time, my husband seemed very sure of the course of action to take, and I was comforted by that during the turbulent time in my life. But at this point, it has become more restrictive, to the point where life, for him, is more of a to-do list. He doesn't leave any room for enjoyment, change, exploration, or fun. And it's not always a good thing. We need to find balance in anything in life. We need to have time set aside for rules and duties, but we also need to be able to let loose to some degree and allow ourselves to have time off, have time for fun, to laugh, and to enjoy life. So right now, I'm trying to kind of lessen the Emperor's influence and get more of a balance. So I hope this helped with your understanding of the Emperor and the Empress. I know that applying it to life has helped me. And that's about it for the Emperor and the Empress. I should be making another video later today, I think. I'm going to show you guys how I decorated my porch. I kind of redid it to be more welcoming for the spring and for Beltane and all of that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I had a manifestation of some spell work that I was doing. I have reconnected with an old friend, and I know that it had to do with my my spell work, with some of the rituals that I did, because I had a dream. I dreamt of this person, and within half an hour after I woke up, I heard from him. So that was pretty cool. I love when things like that happen, when spirit comes to you and shows you something in a dream, and then it comes to be. I have that happen a lot. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you and talk to you soon. Many blessings. Bye.